Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. I did a bit of thinking about the video that I made the other day. Well, at the time of recording this, yesterday in fact. And there was some things that I probably should have said then that since reflecting on, I now want to say about making that video, having that experience and doing those things. So I made some notes because this was one of my first things, one of the first mistakes that I made. I'm going to try and do this whole video in one take, because I don't want to try and edit it, because again, that's one of my things I wanted to talk about. So first of all is have a script. I planned, this idea popped into my head, I planned it in the shower in the morning before I came into work and thought, right, this is what I'm going to do today. I probably should have thought about it better, I probably should have scripted it, I probably should have involved some other people as well. I did this on my own, and if I'd really thought about it, I should have got some other folks involved. So write a script, plan it in advance, really think about what you need to tell people and why, and also how you're going to tell them that. What tone are you going to use? What approach are you going to have? I literally just opened my mouth and let my belly rumble on the other one. So, bit of learning that I did there. Watching it back, it got quite difficult to edit in some places. One thing, my lack of script gave me multiple takes, but also I hadn't necessarily considered my locations very well. There was a lot of time when I was being, kind of blasted by light, or I had the light behind me. So I'm very lucky in the room that I'm in at the moment. It's basically a wall of windows. But there were also times that if the windows are behind me, I just appear as a shadow, and there was whole lots of footage which was useless because of that. So do think about light, and if you do need to, find a friend with a torch or a lamp or their phone or something just to give you a bit of extra light. Also think about the movement. I did a lot of spinning around, you'll have noticed. I tried to cut out a lot of the extra movement because even I was getting motion sick watching it. I had my camera on a tripod that I was holding. It was fine for kind of talking to, but didn't really give a bigger picture. So think about movement, and ideally I would have rather did it with somebody else filming me, and I would have presented to the camera as opposed to just sort of taking a video selfie, because that would have shown so much more in the background and would have allowed me to present a bit better. Also, in terms of if you are working on a phone and you are moving it about, phones don't like speedy movement. They're not designed to set that up, they need to catch up. So when you are having to pan around, consider the slow movement of the camera. Editing, I had some old editing software on my computer here that I was able to cut the video up with, but if you don't have editing software and you don't even have access to a computer, there are lots and lots of phone apps that you can do it as well, available on the Google Play, Android store, and indeed the iOS App Store. So there are editing apps to do that. There is also, for most of the big ones, so there's Movie Maker on the Android store and iMovie on the Apple Store. There are how-to videos on YouTube teaching you how to do that. So, there's lots of kind of background resources and information there. I don't think I explained particularly, partly because I wasn't making an actual welcome back video, but I also just thought I didn't really explain or set up what I was doing very well. So ultimately what I wanted to show was the real life of that, and I think the limitation of how I filmed that was difficult. So that's what encouraged me to think you probably need another person. I wanted to make it easy to watch and I wanted to make it friendly. Hopefully that bit worked. One thing I did learn from watching it back is I really had to boost the sound on the points where I was wearing my mask. So if you are going to do it masked, because that's how people can understand the places where they need to wear masks and the bits where they don't, then you're going to have to speak up. You're going to have to speak through the mask, because ultimately all you're really seeing is this bit, and suddenly you have to have like the most entertaining eyebrows. So it's just thinking about what other things can you use. You'll have noticed I absolutely speak with my hands, but are you that kind of person? Do you need to gesture more? do you need to, and some of the apps do this, allow subtitles and captions and extra bits of information to be put on there. So I just kind of wanted to throw in those extra thoughts of just plan it in advance, do as I say, not as I do. Think about the light, think about the movement. Editing is feasible and possible through various free apps and free situations, especially if you're filming it on a phone. And yeah, just have a bit of a system. I didn't, and you can see the kind of result of that. But I wanted to leave that rather than redo it, just to kind of show the evolution. So, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe. More stuff will follow soon. Yeah, thank you very much.